Here we are. We have done 12 rounds. So that means we have 72 stitches. It looks like a hexagon. It's got kind of points here because I did the increases kind of stacked on top of each other. That's totally fine. It is not going to look like that when we get done. At this point, it can be helpful to measure. So I'm giving you a second measurement here. Most patterns don't include this, but I think this is really useful to measure at this point because now I'm done with the increases. The rest of the hat, I'm just going to crochet plain, just like single crochet. So let's just actually look at this really quickly. So here's one that's finished. This is the same pattern, but just in green yarn. And so like 12 rows out got us to about right here. And then it goes down. It actually kind of keeps going out. It doesn't go like straight down. It keeps like flaring a bit. That's normal. But that's how you make it, turn into a beanie instead of just being like a huge circle. Because if you kept increasing 6 stitches every time, you just get a bigger and bigger and bigger circle. If it's the wrong size right now, so you could finish the entire beanie, you could do all these rounds all the way down, and only then are you really going to know if it's too big or too small. And then the only way to change it is to rip it back out so it's like this again. The average men's size that's kind of like standardized across, clothing sizes. This is what you're going to want to get for your diameter of your piece here, right at the end of round 12. You're going to want it to be right around in here. This is 6 3/4 of an inch. You want it to be under 7. So I would say if it's 7, you're going to run on the bigger side, but it'll probably be okay. And same thing if it's like 6.5, you're going to run a little tighter, but it'll be okay. Beanies are stretchy. Beanies don't have to be perfect. So 1/4 inch either way, you're probably going to be fine. But if you're out here at 7 1/4, I actually did make one. I was just playing with this and I made one that was 7 1/4 and it was huge. So I would keep it 7 or under for sure. So that's just a kind of another double check for you to make sure that you're going to have a standard men's size. Again, like if you are making a hat for someone and they have a bigger head than kind of regular size, you could do one more round on here and you just follow the same pattern. And we're going to talk later in the course about how to like improvise this a little bit more. But for now, we're just following the pattern for the standard beanie. This is my little trick for counting your stitches from here, because now we're done increasing. So remember how we've been like moving this around every single row, every round. Now I like to just put a stitch marker here and leave it, because now I'm not really counting like the stitches. I know every single round is going to have 72 stitches. So I don't need to count like as I go around, but I just need to count the number of rounds from here, because in this pattern, you're going to be doing 21 rounds from here, 21 more rounds. So you want to know where this point is. This is the beginning of round 12. So this is the last round where you work increasing. So I actually have never done this before, but I just thought of it recently because one time, like recently, I've been crocheting a lot of beanies to use for samples in this course, and this marker fell out. So I realized that I have these kind that are actually locking. And I thought, well, that would be smart of me, wouldn't it, to put a locking stitch marker in here, because I'm going to have this in here for the rest of the time. I just put the stitch marker in there and then I crochet right over top of it. So you just go in the same space with the stitch marker and kind of wobble it around, and it won't get in my way as I keep going. So now I'm just doing plain stitches, just regular single crochet on top of single crochet all the way around. So now you've got a whole bunch of single crochets to do. So go do that, and then we'll come back here and I'll show you how to weave in your ends.